everybody. It's LaMay Day Limelight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for blessing us with your light every Thursday. We love it. Thank you. Thank you. I am Sharíck LaMay, your creative hostess with Moses, my co-host.
jPin notes. You already know.
You already know what it is. And we are just enjoying life this weekend. I'm coming back from Coachella week 1.
I'm coming back from watching it on YouTube. And it was dope. It was dope.
All hail the Queen Beyonce,
yes,
of course.
Yes.
And just shout out to everybody that's traveling from all over the world and enjoying festival life. How do you feel about festival life in general? There's so many that are happening now.
I like festivals that are indoors. I don't particularly like camping out. And you know, to wait hours to see somebody.
What about glamping?
What festival are you glamping at?
I mean, people glamp. I've seen glamping.
I would love to do that, but you know.
Didn't you do an event recently or something you did where you went and camped out with a bunch of strangers?
So, yeah, last year in 2017, I did an event called Camp No Counselors, which it's a camping event for adults. Okay. So literally, it's like, think of your childhood when you went to sleepaway camp, only this is with a fully stocked bar at every activity you could do. So you're going to do relay races, you're going to play tug of war, you're going to do all kinds of things that you did in camp, only you're going to be drunk 99% of the time. And it was a blast. Shout out to the team at Camp No Counselors. They go on tour. They have a whole North American tour. They go to cities everywhere. It was a blast. Oh my gosh. That's definitely something to look into. And there's been a few other companies that have kind of popped up with the same concept.
So is it like cabin camping or?
Yeah, it's cabin. Okay. And some locations do offer tents. Okay. It just kind of depends on where it is, but they have different price points. Like if you want to stay in a cabin, if you want to do it in a private lodge, you can do that. You pay a little more for that, or you can do a shared cabin. Like it just depends. But it's really, they create the experience.
That's nice.
And the food is really good too.
Well, I'm not a glamper type of person. I think I like to be in the tent. I like to get dirty and do the things just like that, because I've always had that in school growing up. Every year, Berkeley School Unified District, we were just like that. We're hippies, of course. So every year from kindergarten going up, we were camping, we were in tents, and it was just an amazing experience for me. So, you know, I might even try to do Burning Man one year.
Okay. All right.
You gonna come with me?
I guess. You know what? We should bring a film crew.
You know,
document that.
That'd be amazing.
Document your experience versus mine.
At Burning Man.
Okay.
We can do it.
That's something to think about.
But that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
But as far as what we have coming up, I'm really excited about. You know, let me tell you guys. My birthday's coming up, right? And I am just so excited because every year Marvel comes out with a banging movie right before my birthday. Yeah. So whether it's Avengers or Iron Man, it's always something that I can look forward to going into my birthday weekend. So now we have this new Avengers movie coming out.
The Infinity War. And I'm so excited about it because, like, this is literally a film event that's been leading up for the past 10 years.
Yeah, accumulation of
exactly.
Yeah.
Stan Lee has literally weaved so many stories together over the past decade between Iron Man, Captain America, the Avengers, Hulk, Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther. To me personally, I think he's a genius, especially coming off the success of Black Panther, and then we're starting to see so many female superheroes now. Like, I just think it's a genius way that they've created this story, and Infinity War is about to be a huge thing. I mean, they've basically brought all the heroes together for this climactic film. So I don't know, my nerd head is showing a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I'm like, ooh, I can't wait.
Poking out. No, but the same thing for me. I'm super excited about it. Of course, Black Panther, we can talk about that. We've been talking about it forever. And then, you know, I'm curious because I know we're going to be discussing some things with Julissa.
Yes.
A Latino superhero.
There isn't one. There are some in the comics. There's actually a Puerto Rican version of Captain America in like an alternate universe. She takes on that role. Yeah, she's a female too.
Amazing.
And she's Puerto Rican. She's from New York. And there are several other Latinx heroes in the comics. They just haven't made it to film yet, which I am hoping to see because, again, I'm all about representation. I'd love to see that. But yeah, it's lacking. But I feel like it's coming.
Yeah, there's a lot of different cultures that I think that they can touch on eventually. And maybe that's how the stories will keep building. Because I'm like, how much more do they got? Like,
well, that's the thing about Infinity War. This is climactic. We're probably going to have to say goodbye to a few some of the heroes in the story, because this ends a certain phase for the Avengers, and we're going to go into a new phase where they're going to introduce a lot of younger, newer heroes that are in the comics.
Somebody gonna die?
A few of them, I think.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But we're going to see the introduction of a lot of new, young, very diverse characters, which I'm really excited to see.
I'm excited about that. I'm definitely excited. And I'm also excited about the special guest we have today.
Yes. And of all extra chatter, like, I cannot wait to talk to Julissa. We've been anticipating this for a couple of weeks. She's big. She's on BuzzFeed. She's a producer for BuzzFeed. She's on Better Life. She's got her own channel. Like, I really love what she has to say. I love her input and her vocal ability in regards to what she wants to speak about. Like, she is who she is.
She is her own person.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's get into it.
Light it up.
Come here, Julissa, let's go.
Hola, mija. ¿Cómo tú estás? No, yo nomás iba a coger la Biblia para leer un poquito.
And the moment we've all been waiting for, we've got actress, comedian, YouTube sensation, producer for Better Like on BuzzFeed, Miss Julissa Calderon. I know, I had to give you everything because I was like, yo, Julissa does a little bit of everything.
I kind of do, right? I'm like a flash.
You're like, oh, I do do that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I enjoy your personality and the light. Just immediately when she walks in, she just has all this light that just radiates with her. So we need that. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Yes.
So how are you?
I'm good, you know, busy, grinding, but I'm good. I'm always like in high spirits. Like even if I'm like tired, which I am right now, I'll be in high spirits.
For those of you who don't know, Julissa has recently been nominated for a Tecla Award by Hispanicize, which is their 4th or 5th annual award. So it's like, congratulate, that's a big deal.
Thank you.
It's a big deal for Latinos in media, and like this is huge, you know.
How does that feel for you?
I don't think it's like, I don't think of anything
yet?
or registered. I don't think of any, I haven't thought of it yet. I think more people are approaching me about it, and I'm like, oh, thank you. But then I'm like, oh man, I'm about to, you know, do this, and it's about to be a great opportunity. I'm also speaking on a panel. They asked me to speak out there, which is always great. So I think that when I get there, I'm gonna be like, oh wow, yeah, like, good for me. But it's cool. It's great to just check things off the list and just know that like what you're doing and how you're doing it is not going unnoticed, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay. Well, let's get to the juice, because y'all all know we told y'all last week what we're talking about, and we're talking about Afro Latinidad.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say something crazy. I'm like, hold on.
No, nothing scandalous. Although this could be a scandalous topic for some, you know, but you know, it's Afro Latinidad, Afro Latinism, Afro Latinx, however you want to perceive it. It's definitely turned into quite of a buzzworthy thing in a lot of media.
Recently.
Yeah, recently. And actually, I think it's been a long time coming for that to have happened. So tell us a little bit about your experience as an Afro Latina and what that means to you.
Yeah. I think that I don't even think I knew Afro Latinidad or that term. I didn't know about that until I came to LA. Like, that's not a term that East Coasters use, at least up until recently. Like, now on the East Coast, yes, we use it, but it's not something that like, you know, I think that it's exploded over the past couple of years. So I've been here in LA for 4 years. So I think in the past 4 years is when it's finally, and I think in the last 2 is when it's been like, here, it's in your face. So I think I never really grew up like saying I'm an Afro Latina. I grew up just saying like I'm a Latina, like that's just it. Right. I've talked about it in another podcast where I said I didn't know I was black until like I was in college, and people were like looking at me sideways like, girl, you black as fuck, what you mean? And I'm like, I'm black? Like, you know what I mean? But it's because where I'm from, I'm in Miami, like it's very like, if you Latina, like I don't do black. Like, oh, in Miami they're like, no, you not black. You gotta go over there with the other folks. Like, we black, we're this, you stay there. So for me, I never fit in that mold. And I was like, okay, and to me now, I'm like, if y'all embracing me, I will embrace the shit out of you right back. Because clearly I'm black, and that's okay. Like, I don't see why it's like, well, we don't want to, like, what the hell? Where does culture come from? Like,
I experienced seeing some of the same situations. I'm Honduran, and there are a lot of black Hondurans that I remember growing up with, and it was kind of like a thing, like kind of like what you mentioned, that Afro-Latina, that word wasn't used. Like I hadn't heard of that term really until recently. And I remember, you know, if I met someone who was black and they speak Spanish, they'd be like, oh, you're Latino. And they'd be like, yeah, I'm not black, I'm Latino. Like they would go along with it. And we didn't think nothing of it. I mean, we were kids. We didn't know. You almost didn't see the distinction there, like the difference. So it was kind of like one of those things. But then now looking at it, it's like, why can't you be both? No, you are black and you are Latino. And I think
we're a mix. We're a big mix of a lot of things. We're also even Tainos. Like I'm Dominican, so you know there's Indian blood there because that's where they were. Like all those indigenous people were in Dominican Republic. So like I'm sure I have that in my blood too. So we ain't gonna call me a dash. Honestly, I don't mind the term. At first I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. At first I didn't like it. I was like, what? Why are y'all trying to already place a subdivision of an already division?
That's true.
So that's where I was at with it. And then I was like, well, let me look at it from all aspects and thinking like, at the end of the day, if we're gonna get recognition for who the hell we are and Latinos are gonna be like, they're Latino too, then I'll take it. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to represent us all as a whole anyway. Like, so to me, that's where I started to look at it and being like, okay, I understand it. If we're gonna be represented at all and in the right way, then I'm cool, I'm with it.
It's interesting that you brought that up too, because me as a Californian and as an African American, I've even told Josh, like I've gone to Miami and I've been on the East Coast and I'll see someone who looks like me or darker than me even, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And then they start speaking in Spanish and I'm like, whoa, you know. So the fact that you brought that up, that in California specifically, maybe we kind of had that narrative where we're a little shocked and we got to put a title on that because we don't know what that is. I didn't have that growing up in the Bay Area or even seeing that in LA. So
even here, like I could even speak to like a Latina woman here at the store, anywhere, and they clearly, I see, only speak Spanish. So I'm gonna talk to you in Spanish because I see that that's what you speak, and they'll still talk to me in English. It could be bad and broken as hell, and they're still like trying. You're like, yo, but I'm speaking to you in the language that you understand clearly, that you can speak with, which I make it easier for you. Why do you feel like you're not trying to make it easy for me? Is it because I look like this? Because I'm sure somewhere down the line in your country, there's people that look like me just as well. But I will say, LA is like has its own little bubble. It's very different than a lot of the states that I have been in.
So question, as someone who's becoming more educated about it, do you think it's because typically with California, it's more closely tied to Mexico and perhaps their Afro-Latinism isn't as profound as like Dominican or Honduran? Do you think it's because of that primarily?
Definitely. It has a lot to do with it. I mean, in Miami, you are right next to Dominican Republic, you're right next to Cuba, you're right next to Puerto Rico, which are three countries that's, you know, really big with their Afro-Latinidad. But let's not get it twisted. Mexico's top 3 in black people of black descent. Like, Mexico, I think, might be number 2. I'm not really sure. But Mexico's top 3. They just, it's so sad. The Latino community does shun its blackness. And definitely Mexico's one of them.
So then segueing into Hollywood, being that this is Hollywood, you know, definitely you've discussed this on many occasions, how the portrayal, absolutely, I don't see it on TV, Afro-Latina. Why do you think that is?
Well, see, and that's why this episode was so important for me, because I really felt like there needed to be some portrayal, some representation. And I remember coming across Julissa and her platform, I was like, oh my God, I see it. I see the color. People think, and even I grew up thinking, that all Latinos look a certain way. You're either going to be Sofia Vergara looking or Jennifer Lopez, whatever, which is fine. Like, I mean, I'm of a certain color, but there's so much more to it. And like, I didn't see that color, but I knew people who were different shades, who were also Latino, who were from the countries that my parents were from. And it's almost like I felt the need to call the media out, call out other Latinos that look like me, and acknowledge the fact that we come in all shades. You know, and it's important that we do that. Like for decades, for years, Black people in Latin American countries have been marginalized. They've been kept to the side. They haven't been represented in media. Like, and to go back to what we were just saying, like how you were saying Mexico has, it's like the top, when in the top 3 of black people, in Latino American countries, the slave trade was not limited to North America.
That's a good point.
It went down from everywhere from Mexico down to the very tip of Chile. So every single Latin American country has Black people.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's true. And you know, media, I think they're definitely 10 years behind usually, but they catch up. Like I know I've gone out for a couple roles now where it's like calling for an Afro-Latina. You're like, oh shit, y'all figuring this out. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, you're understanding it. But then now I'm also thinking like, are we gonna I'm really picky with a lot of shit. Like I will say, like, are we now doing this whole thing where we're gonna be like, oh, you guys are the chosen ones now, so we're gonna use you? And it's like, no, if you're gonna represent us, just represent us fucking right. Period. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing. Or we're supposed to just be media, TV, film, everything. It's just supposed to be a fucking mirror of what is society. You know what I mean? So if we're gonna do it, let's do it. Exactly. Let's represent it all, not just because, oh wow, right now you're in style.
This is trending.
Exactly. Like I'm not a trend. I've been here, I am here, and I will be here.
Exactly. You're not a trend. You're here to stay.
For
it's
sure.
here to stay.
Right. Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. So what do you have coming up? We know you have Pero Likes, which is amazing. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure that you do.
Even if you don't speak Spanish, look.
Yeah, we do a lot.
I'm good with the subtitles.
Yeah, but we also do like a lot of stuff that's in English too. You know what I mean?
A lot.
I think that for me, I'm very much like a Spanglish girl. So most of my videos, you're definitely gonna be like, girl, what you said? but a lot of them definitely are just like, you know, some are just straight English, some are just straight Spanish, some are like Spanglish. So, but to go back to your question, what do I have coming up? So I did start my own YouTube channel, which is like my own YouTube channel. Yeah, my own YouTube channel. Oh my god, which I'm still like sitting on because it's like, you know, you're releasing. I don't call myself a YouTuber. Like I'm not a vlogger. Like I get so weirded out even just being like, so today we're going to go here. Like I feel weird. So I'm trying to.
But she does it every day.
I do. And you what I'm saying in the sense of like when you're doing these videos, like let's say for YouTube and stuff, I'm talking about documenting your life. It's different from me doing 15 seconds on Instagram, being like in a set place and being like, so this is what I'm talking about today, blah, 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 and in 10 minutes I'm done. Versus I'm walking around New York City like, so we walking up here and this and this. Like that's a lot for me at least. And so I'm trying to get the gist of meshing that world with like my writing world because I'm a writer and that's where I like exceeded. Like that's what I love to do. I love to write, I love to act, I love to write comedy. Like that's my world. So I'm just trying to see where I could like mesh both of them and just like be like, hey, YouTube world, this is it, you know? But I'm writing, I'm trying to drop something on you know?
But what I also really want to know is, do you have any advice for young women and men that are like you and identify maybe perhaps with the same identification that you have? If they're trying to get into the industry and they want to act, what is probably some suggestions that you can give them?
Well, I'm no guru, but be yourself. I think that's like, as crazy as it is, like for me, being me has gotten me to where I'm at. Like, no holds bar, I'm gonna say what I want. This is how I speak. This is what I look like. And I think that has definitely like been like the catch. It's like, oh shit, I could just be me. It's the same way for going to like, not to say that we're alike, but I think that she's come up being herself and she's been successful, and that's Cardi B. Like, right now, people are not into the trends of trying to be like anybody else. Like, walking around in LA, I'm like, y'all, all y'all bitches look like her. My bad. But like, real talk, like every girl in LA looks the same. Sometimes in Miami, I'm like, you guys all looking like Kardashian girls. Like, I don't want to look like that. Because in the world where y'all look the same, I want to be the standout.
There you go.
And so I think that I feel like just being me and just being you, whoever you are, just being you is enough. Like more than enough. And it's whatever you want to do, you could do it. Just make sure you're true to yourself.
I love it.
Authenticity.
Authenticity, that's the key, man. Just be you. Curse and you curse. Talk crazy and you talk crazy. Be you.
Be Cardi B.
Don't be Cardi B.
Don't be Cardi B.
Because nobody could be Cardi B. Nobody can be that person. Nobody could be Julissa. Nobody could be Joshua. Nobody could be Sharíck. Like, everybody is them. You can't, nobody could duplicate you. Like, that's like when people say, I never understand a person that's a hater. I don't get it. I don't know what that is. There's no hate in my blood, because if we go off of the same role. There's no way that if you got it, I'm gonna be tight because you got it. Clearly they were looking for you.
Right.
Like, that's one thing that we just have to understand. Like, being you in this industry is a breath of fresh air.
Especially now, more than ever.
Yeah, that's what people want to just hear, like, true stories and relate to you. Like, everyone's walk is different. Like, everyone got a story too. Like, I don't care who you are, you got a story. And be true to that story. Like, people are gonna relate and resonate with that no matter what.
I love it. I love it. We can just talk to you for hours and hours.
I talk a lot too.
We all do. We love it. We love it. She's dropping gems and all kinds of knowledge. I love it so much. So where can people find you? Your Instagram?
I'm at La Julissa on most platforms, right? Either Instagram, I'm La Julissa. On Facebook, I am at La Julissa Calderon, and then on Twitter, I am at La_Julissa. I'm trying to figure that out. And and YouTube, I'm La Julissa.
There we go. There we go.
La Julissa.
I'm excited for you and everything that you have going on, and good luck for everything. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you. Thank you for the love and the support.
For sure. I'm leaving good vibes here, and I wish y'all all the best. I wish y'all success. Just keep grinding it out and be you.
Yeah,
okay?
Definitely.
Well,
on that note, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow La Julissa on all of her platforms. Holler at us, comment if you have any questions or you just want to know some more about Miss La Julissa and everything she's doing. Yes, get the tea. Thank you so much for tuning in. Special thank you to all of our wonderful viewers and our guests, and Josh, my co-host.
You already know.
I'm Sharíck LaMay. Follow at LaMay and Limelight. Special thank you to Opulent Studios for always gracing us with this beautiful location. And that's it, you guys. Lights out.